Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday afternoon. I hope you're all having a great Sunday and a great weekend. I wanted to share a few things with y'all that I haven't been able to share with but just a handful of you to this point. Over the last 6 months, I've undergone a lot of testing. A lot of doctors have been involved. There have been several appointments for imaging, lab tests, et cetera, et cetera. You guys are probably aware of last year's T12 fracture. That T12 fracture has healed wonderfully. I can't thank you enough for the support that you gave me, for the outreach, for the prayers, and always giving me the encouragement when staring at four walls actually became quite dark in my life. And then my return to work with a back brace, no matter how much pain I was experiencing, that pain continued for a very long time. It was several months. It just seemed like it wasn't going to get better. I thought it wasn't healing correctly. And then my move last year here actually was quite a setback for many months. I would say it probably was up to about 4 months ago before I began to get relief from that. But during that time, some additional symptoms started to arise. Numbing in my shoulders, my arms, my hands, my legs, my feet, headaches, dizzy spells, near fainting episodes, high blood pressure spikes. There were so many things. There were times I couldn't even speak correctly, and those still happen. There are times that I didn't know what to do. Well, it basically just started with the fact that I needed to get one doctor involved, and that doctor put everybody else in place. There have been 5 or 6 months now of lab work, tons of lab work, imaging, MRIs, CT scans, x-rays. Several doctors have gotten involved. They've all been very good about communicating with one another, and I've been so grateful for that. Because what we have found is that I have a very large mass in my spinal column that is squishing my spinal cord. When your spinal cord can't move fluid through like it's supposed to your brain and across those nerve endings, things horribly malfunction. Mine has grown so big that it began a whole other series of pain, began all these other symptoms that I've been experiencing, plus some that I probably am not aware of until we get it out. It's not supposed to be cancerous. They're assuming that it's not cancerous. Let's just put it that way, until they get it in their hands, get it to pathology, and actually get results back that way. In addition to that, we accidentally stumbled across 5 nodules on my left thyroid. One is next to my carotid artery. That one was going to be biopsied but had to be canceled. The other thing that I was supposed to have had done was to have 2 cracked teeth removed. Crowning was not an option. And it was canceled also because of the risk of bending my neck back. I have a fantastic neurosurgeon. He's used to dealing with these masses in the lumbar region instead of the cervical region. So what they will do is, and I can feel the pressure on this side, it's actually on the right side. what they will do is they will crack through 3 vertebrae, C3, C4, and C5. They will restabilize C3, C4, and C5 by either fusion or they'll use plates and pins. They'll go in, they'll get as much of the mass as they possibly can. That tissue will actually begin to decrease, which will, over a period, almost immediately and over a period of 2 weeks, be able to open that spinal cord back up and eliminate, hopefully, the symptoms I'm having right now. The symptoms, he said I wouldn't be any worse than what I am right now, but I'm not going to be any better than what I am right now. So I'm still considered a fall risk. In addition to that, he does believe that this mass has been growing since quite possibly back to the late 2019 when I was T-boned and my Chevrolet was totaled. And it probably was the cause of last year's fall and T12 fracture. And then again, the fall a week later when I was in a back brace after that. It's been a mess. It's been hard to hear. I'm glad we know exactly what's going on. But to complicate matters, on August 1st, even though all of those PTO requests were signed off on and approved, and all of my attorneys had all the information that they needed regarding those appointments, my job was eliminated at the law firm. They said they had been working on it for about a year, discussing whether or not they were going to eliminate my position, which would have dated me back to when I was in a back brace. So I have been encouraged by family and friends alike, even though I am now on unemployment. Unemployment is not going to cover anything except for part of my rent, most of my rent, and most of my Jeep payment. I'm trying to reduce the amount of my Jeep payment, actually. It's a terrifying situation to be unemployed, first of all, but it's also a very terrifying situation to be unemployed with extreme medical issues like this, knowing that I need this surgery to remove the mass urgently as a life-saving measure, and I need to have the nodule biopsied closest to my carotid artery, and I need those 2 teeth extracted before they cause further issues than what they're causing right now. I'm not one to sit on this side of a GoFundMe. I'm usually the one helping with the donation drives, helping make sure people have what they need. Sandy's Kitchen has delivered food all across Texas. I'm used to being on that side, on the one who is basically rendering aid. I'm not used to this side. So what I am asking is I am asking for not only for you to keep me in your prayers. This is a very dire time for me. I'm not used to being caught here, but I do understand that what I am experiencing here is going to take me to the other side of this, where God has something more in store for me. So please don't allow this story to make you think that I have lost my faith, because I have not. And if by some chance I do not walk out of that hospital, I am okay with that. It's a very risky surgery. It comes with the possibility of being a quadriplegic. It comes with the possibility of not making it. Um, I don't want to think about those things, but I do have to put things in place in case of those things. But first and foremost, I want to let you know that I'm okay with those things because I know God's waiting for me. And I know that I've done everything I can here on earth during my time to touch as many people as I possibly could, to encourage as many people as I possibly could, to live as generously as I possibly could, and to try to make a difference in someone's life. And I hope somewhere along the way, I've made a difference in yours, even if it's watching my wildlife videos. The joy the wildlife bring me, the pure, simple fact that that fox has survived for 3 months, maimed, after getting caught in a trap. I feel like sometimes I'm that trap. I'm living in that trap. But then I know that's Satan, and I won't let him come into my life. That every time I feed Tripod, I am absolutely amazed at his strength, his endurance, despite his odds. He doesn't think about his odds. He only knows that he is meant to hunt and to reproduce, and he is loving life to the fullest that he possibly is able to physically, and that's where I want to be. I love you all. Before I get emotional, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for always standing in support of me. I really appreciate you. If I could hug each and every one of you in person, I would. But I can't travel. I can't drive. So I can't get to you to do that. Just know God is here, and just know that I'm going to be okay. So please help if you can. If you can't do any more than just pray for me, you know what? That is one of the biggest gifts that I could possibly receive. I love you all. God bless you. Take care.